Hello, welcome back to the show, welcome back to another video. So today I want to do a top 10 pieces that I want in my collection for 2023. So I did a top 10 what I wanted in my collection for 2022. I managed to get 8 of them pieces out of 10. This one will be slightly different though, because the one I did last time was obviously just all on NECA pieces there. So this one's going to be covering NECA as well as some of the other companies out there for the stuff that I want to put in my collection. So basically, it's not going to be like guaranteed that I'm getting these pieces for this year. I'm going to try obviously getting them in my collection this year because I do want them in my collection. But like last year, I could only manage to get 8 out of the 10 because other things ended up coming out and I end up getting them instead. So, but hopefully this year I'm going to try and concentrate on getting these pieces. So let's get into it. So at number 10 for me is this piece from NECA Hellraiser. Now this was in my last year's top 10. I didn't manage to get it. Again, I put this at number 10 because I'm not desperate for it, but I do want to get it eventually at some point. So hopefully I do get it this year. The only thing what puts me off getting this piece is the nails look too big on the head. It looks really distracting. That's the first thing I look at is when I look at this piece is the nails in his head. They look too big. So that's the only thing what puts me off. But apart from that, it looks like a really good piece. It's like half plastic and half like material, which I like. Also, you get two different the cubes, what brings them basically to life. So which is good, but I don't think you get much else accessory wise with this one, but it looks pretty good. Like in that pose, it don't look too bad, but again, my eyes going straight to the head sculpt, to the nails. They're too thick, I think, and it's sort of distracting from the piece. But yeah, this is at number 10 for me, so we'll see what's at number 9. So number 9 is the Ash figure, 1/6 scale figure. Now I've been up and down with this figure, and it literally, I really wanted this piece when it first got released. Well, when they announced it, I was very, very close to purchasing this and ordering it, the deluxe version anyway. I ended up not getting it and I left it, and then I watched the reviews, and the reviews on it was pretty bad. And it don't look as good as it does on this picture. So basically, this is at number 9 for me because I do want to get it, but I don't want to get it. I'm in between. I'm a big fan of Evil Dead, and I really do want to get this figure because I'm a fan of Evil Dead, but I'm not a fan of the way it looks. So if I do get this piece, I would have to do some work to it. I've seen other videos, people doing work to it, and it does look a hell of a lot better when you do a bit of work to it, do a bit of weathering and stuff like that, so it had a bit of extra blood and dirt. And it does look a lot better, but then there was other issues with it, like some of the pieces broke pretty easy as well on it, so that sort of put me off a bit. The company what makes this, I think it's like Astro Toys or something like that. I'm probably saying that wrong, or I probably got that completely wrong, but yeah. And the other issue, I did a video on this one that it was literally at, I think it was £209 at Mad About Horror, and then they managed to get them back in again, and they jumped the price up to £260, which was nowhere near worth that much. So that literally put me off big time. So this is at number 9. So basically, what I'm saying is, I will get this piece in my collection if I can get it for the right sort of price. There's no way I'd pay 260 quid for it, because obviously you got to pay for the shipping of it as well, and that'll bring it up to about 270, and it's just not worth it. This piece, it's not worth that price. But again, as I say, I'll put it in my top 10 because I don't want to get it, but it all depends on if I can get it for a decent price. Basically, if I can't get it for a decent price, then I won't be getting it. So that's at number 9 for me. So this one's at number 8. Now this one is an accessory piece, so it's not a figure or anything. This is the Tots accessory piece, the Chucky Studios accessory to the Michael Myers 1/6 scale, the 78 one. Now I've got the 78 one in my collection. The only reason I haven't pulled the trigger on buying this one, it's a decent price. You get quite a lot, to be fair. You get the different colour of overalls. You get the bob sheet, you get the tombstone, change bands, pumpkin, and the phone. And I think that's pretty good. That, and the price is about £89, and obviously with shipping that's about £100. But the only reason I ain't pulled the trigger on this one is with my 1/6 scale figure that I've got at the moment, the peg joint is snapped on the wrist, and I can't get hold of any pegs. I can't seem to find a peg for a 1/6 scale, so I can replace it, because there's no point me purchasing this if I can't replace that peg, because I can't change his hands, so it's kind of pointless. Literally it has to be super glued the hand on because I can't find a peg. I also did a video on this, but I had no comments, so I don't know if I had no comments because nobody actually really saw the video, or people don't know actually show themselves where they can get them. I was asking if anyone knew where you can get the 1/6 scale pegs from, so I can replace it. I went on eBay, I ordered some, and they was far too small. They said there was 1/6 scale, but there wasn't. It was far too small. So that's one of the biggest issues, and it really bugs me that they have these they have the 1/6 scale figures, but they don't. What they need to do, companies. I know Trick Trick Studios are just start getting into the 1/6 scale game, but I think there should be including at least about 2 or 3 extra pegs for them, for the wrist pegs, because obviously once a snap, like I'm having the problem, I can't find one to replace it, so literally I have to super glue the hand on, and it's not good really. So again, so this is why this is at number 8 for me. So that's why I haven't pulled the trigger, basically because I can't get the peg joint for it. So if anyone, obviously when you watch this video, if anyone can leave a comment and let me know if they can find out where I can find a wrist peg for it, then I can actually purchase this one. But yeah, so this one's at number 8 for me. So at number 7, I think I had this in my top 10 last year as well. I managed to get it. So this is the NECA NECA figures, the retro cloth version. The ones what I really like the cloth versions. I think they come to life better on the shelf. So this is the Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. So I really want these ones. You can see they look really, really good. I've seen loads of reviews as well, because obviously some of these what I'm covering now are really old pieces. They've been out for ages, so this one won't be too difficult to get hold of. But they look really, really good. You get quite a lot of accessories, to be fair, for a retro cloth version. You don't usually get much at all. So yeah, so this one's at number 7 for me. So we'll see what's at number 6. So number 6 is another NECA one. It's The Last of Us, basically. I'm a big, massive fan of The Last of Us. I absolutely love the game. I love the first one and I love the second one. A lot of people didn't really like the second one, but I absolutely love the second one just as much as the first one. It's the story for me. The story is absolutely fantastic in this game. Obviously, the gameplay is really, really good as well. The interaction, obviously, the characters and stuff in the game makes it very believable, the way it's being like voiced and act and everything. So the story is absolutely fantastic for me. Again, I want this in my collection, but it's sort of I really want it, but it sort of will probably stand out on my collection as not really being horror. So again, that's one of the reasons why I haven't purchased this one, but I do really want to get it because I am a fan of The Last of Us, and yeah, so I might have to get this one. You get tons of accessories with this one as well. I mean, you can get loads, so you can get them all in different poses and everything. So you could build like a little diorama for it, which I could do that. So it might make it a bit more better on the shelf, so it sort of separates them a bit more as well from the other horror stuff that I have on my shelves. But yeah, so this is number 6 for me. So yeah, let's see what's at number 5. So at number 5 for me is the 1/6 scale Freddy. Again, this one's a bit of an issue. One of the main issues is the hat. I've watched a lot of videos on it, and you can see the hat doesn't really fit brilliantly. It should be further down. The jumper apparently is not fantastic on it, but it looks pretty good in the pictures anyway, to be fair. But that's the way to sell it in it, to make it look better in the pictures. This is from Sideshow, but I need this piece in my collection because it'll go so well with the rest of my Freddy collection. It'll sort of finish it off as well, because obviously I've got the Freddy mask, the glove. I built the little replica of the Freddy house as well, which I brought to the channel. If you haven't seen that, check that out. So yeah, I really want this, the 1/6 scale, and I think it'll sort of finish the Freddy theme off that I've got in my collection. So yeah, but really, technically, I shouldn't really put this in my top 10 list because I haven't purchased it yet, but I've actually put a down payment on it because it's coming out sometime this year, getting re-released. So I will be getting it this year, hopefully. But there's no exact, well, there's a date on it. It says it's coming out in 2023, but it doesn't say when in 2023, so I could get it rather the next couple of months or the end of this year. But it will be coming to the collection anyway, so technically it shouldn't be in, but you never know, something might go wrong, so I can't get a hold of it. But yeah, so this is at number 5 for me. Number 5, not number 5, sorry, number 4. It is number 4, isn't it? I think I'm at number 4. Number 4 is Chucky and Tiffany from NECA. Again, this is the retro foam, so again, this is why it's like sort of screaming at me that I need to get it. But the head sculpts and everything look really good on it. The clothing looks really good on it as well. The only issue with getting this one, I don't really want too much of the same characters in my collection. I've already got a couple of things from Chucky already, but it's a retro film, and I ain't actually got Tiffany at all, so I think it'll sort of balances it out that I would have to get this piece. But you can see they look really good together, the way, obviously the sort of photos and everything, but I've seen reviews on this as well, and this one looks like a really good piece to get. So this one's at number 4 for me, so yeah, we'll have to get hold of it. So at number 3 is the Billy the Puppet from Saw. I think that's his name in it, Billy the Puppet, or is it just called Billy? I can't remember. But this one looks really good. This one's coming out for NECA. I don't know when it's coming out, sometime this year though. It's quite a big one, this one. It's not the usual 7-inch scale. There is a 7-inch scale version coming out of this one, but this one's bigger. I can't remember what size it is. I can't remember what size it is. It's pretty big. It's a big piece. I think it's in the 1/6 scale sort of size. It might be slightly bigger than that actually. I think it might be. I think this might be an 18-inch piece. What's coming out, but it looks really, really good. Again, the sculpt and everything looks good on it. The bike what he's on looks really, really good. And the paintwork and everything looks really good on it. It was more like my wife what suggested that I should get this one, but I'm not a massive fan of Saw. That's the only issue. I liked the first one, but the second one was alright, but then the rest of them, they just got a bit pretty much the same, didn't they? But I think it would stand out really good on the shelf because it's such a big piece to put on the shelf. That's what sort of guided me to get this piece, because I think it would stand out big time, and I think I would probably end up loving it more once I've got it in my collection. I've got it on the shelf. It's just that I'm not the biggest fan, and I try to when I collect, I try to stick to things that I'm a fan of, that I like in the films and stuff like that. If I don't really like the films, that means I can't connect to the figure or anything, so there's no point in me getting it in my collection. But so even though this is pretty in my low of my top 10 list, that I really want to get it. Again, I probably should have put this a higher because I'm not too sure. I'm sort of on the fence of getting this one or not. So really, it shouldn't have been at number 3, but I've put it at number 3 anyway. So yeah, this one's at number 3 for me. Number 2 is Annabelle. So again, I have already got this piece, but this is the full retro version from NECA. So obviously it's not a big one or all. It's probably a bit bigger than the other one they released, the Annabelle NECA one they released, the one with it where she's in like the glass case or whatever you want to call it. But anyway, yeah, so I've already got that one, but I'm tempted to get this one, as I say, because it's a retro foam, and I've already got, now I'm trying to build up my Conjuring collection, and this is I probably need this one, to be fair, because literally I've got obviously I've got the big version of Annabelle from Mezco, not the full size one, couldn't afford that one, but I've got the Mezco one, and I've also got the Crooked Man, and I've just recently got the Nun as well. So I think I could do with getting this one because it's fully retro, and it's slightly bigger. So yeah, it's in theory, I don't need it because, like I say, I've already got one where she's in the glass case, but I want it slightly bigger than that one, so it stands out more in the Conjuring collection. So yeah, this is at number 2. So obviously that's why it's at my lower and my listing, that I do really want to get this one. So this is probably one of the top ones I need to get hold of. So right, we're going to see what's at number 1. I'm pretty excited for this one at number 1. It's a piece that I really want. It got announced and it's coming out very soon, so we'll get to see what's at number 1. So number 1 for me is look at it, it looks so creepy. It's It. I'm not the biggest fan of it. Again, you should be liking, I do like the film, but I prefer the original. I like the look of the new character of the new It. I have got the NECA It retro one, which I absolutely love. That figure is absolutely one of the best figures that NECA have ever done. I really do think so. The head sculpts, the clothing is just fantastic. But this one, I've become a big fan of Mezco after getting the Mezco Chucky, which I got from the Chucky Part 2. I think he was from the one where he loses his hand. I love that, absolutely love that one. It looks absolutely fantastic. And the Annabelle as well from Mezco. I'm starting to really love Mezco at the moment. I don't want to get too deep in collecting these though, because they are quite big. And they're quite awkward to fit on the shelf because of the height of them and everything. But the head sculpt and the clothing on this looks absolutely fantastic. The head sculpt is just out of this world. I just can't believe how good that looks. And you can see it's about 15, well, it's saying it's 15 inches. It looks like it's slightly over though, because the line just stops there. So it's slightly just over 15 inches by the looks of it. Obviously it talks as well. It makes the sounds and everything like the Chucky does. But I mean, look at that. It just looks so good. I covered this on one of my other videos, some of the stuff what's coming out. And this was one of them that I said that I was definitely going to be getting, and that's why I put it at number 1. Someone's it's literally probably in February time, because we're in January at the moment. In February, I'll be putting I'll be paying for this straight away, even though it's not out until I think June or July. I'm going to be paying it straight away, because I'm not holding back on this one. I'm just going to I'm not going to put a deposit down. I'm just going to pay for it straight out. It's not too expensive. I think it was about £89, but I think it's worth it. I think the head sculpt and the eyes, the paintwork and the teeth and everything on it, absolutely fantastic. I mean, it just looks so creepy, and I can just imagine it on the shelf, just looking when people coming in, that the reaction from it, just like thinking, whoa, that's a bit much, that one. But I mean, the clothing and everything looks really good on it. The detail and everything. I mean, yeah, they're just totally. I think this one is just probably could be one of the best ones that Mezco have ever done. Obviously, I haven't got every single Mezco piece, so I can't really say that. But in my opinion, this is all in my opinion. Obviously, this is my top 10 list, and this probably could be the best one they've ever done, because that paintwork and the head sculpt, the clothing, it all looks so good. Again, it might look completely different when we get it, when we finally get hold of it in our hands. But you tend to find that a lot of the pictures and everything, they look good and everything, and then when you get it in person, it looks even better. So if this looks as good as it does in the picture, you can imagine that it's going to look even better in person. So this is at number 10 for me. Number 10. What am I on about? This is number 1 for me. So yeah, that's my top 10 pieces that I want to get in 2023. So hopefully I managed to get all of them, or at least most of them. Obviously I'm definitely getting this one, and as I say, I probably should be getting the Freddy one. I've already put a deposit down, but I just don't know when in here I'll be getting that one, because I need that piece, because obviously that's just to finish off the Freddy collection. I don't need to get anything to do with Freddy basically anymore. So yeah, we're going to leave it there anyway. So again, if you like this video, subscribe for me, and obviously give it a like. If you aren't subscribed, subscribe, and if you aren't like the video, I haven't talked now. I'm drying up in my mouth. I need a drink. Anyway, so we're going to leave it there again. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. So, bye-bye.